go ahead and talk to Fathroy. And we're just going to do normal. This is a pretty new, end game raid, like I mentioned in the forum post. We're asking people to be as close to end game, close to level cap as possible. This will be challenging even on normal. We'll be taking a lot of damage, and lower level or squishier characters, might get banged up a bit. Okay, everyone's in.
I can be his personal assistant if he needs healing.
Okay, thank you. Let's go. We're going to talk to Fathroy twice. That will lock the raid. And we're going to click into the dragon room. And Bolo Grub's going to tank the dragon. At this point in the raid, the dragon is invulnerable. If you beat him down a little bit, he's just going to... regenerate his health. And you want to have somebody in with the dragon the whole raid. So basically, like, you have to have a tank just babysit this dragon while we go on and do other things. There's going to be a couple of fire elementals that'll spawn. If you have a self-sufficient tank, they can just deal with them or, survive them. Later on, we get to the final fight of this dragon. This is the final boss, but we're going to be doing a bunch of other stuff before we come back and finally kill the dragon. And Dracolich. Oh, also, just a reminder that if you have any questions, this is the dot that I wanted to show you. So when you get this aura, this fire aura, you need to get away from everybody else. It is transmissible to other players. And as you can see, it does a fair bit of damage. So it can be very dangerous when people are grouped together and just passing it around back and forth. So if you get that, fire swirl around you, you need to get away from everybody else until it goes away. It is pretty intense. And that's why I said that fire damage mitigation, can be really helpful in this raid. Okay, so basically Bolo is just going to babysit the dragon for like the next 20 minutes while we do other stuff. And now that we've experienced this fire dot, we're going to keep going, but do not advance. So like Hand Like Feet's got the dot. I see Chief, you've got it. Get away from everybody else. And then I see somebody by the door. Brian Adams, you don't want to hang out at that door with the dot, because then anybody walking through that door is going to get it. So get away from everybody else. This is a really, I find challenging mechanic for new players to get used to. Once you don't have the dot anymore, go ahead and click through the door. If you have the dot, just stand where you are until it goes away. Don't click through the door and don't move. We'll wait till everybody gets here. But don't come through the door until the swirly fire dot is gone. Okay. There's going to be 3 pairs of casters and bone guards. So the bone guards will just regenerate.
Kill this trash.
Nope. Step through the door. So the wizards, just like in the flagging quest, or not in the flagging quest, but in, Mithrandir quest, the wizards, are harder to kill if their bone guard is out. And the bone guard will regenerate unless it's killed in a blue anti-magic zone. So you might want to pull it down. Go ahead and pull it down the stairs. Everybody down the stairs to the east. And we're going to go ahead and pull them down into the anti-magic aura. Now if you have a good DPS group, you might just want to DPS them down even without it. It's up to the group. Remember, if you get the fire aura, stay away from everybody else. Just get away from everybody else. We're going to bring the Bone Thug down to the anti-magic aura, to the dead magic zone. Okay, the Bone Thug is here. Go ahead and kill him. He will not regenerate if he is killed in the dead magic zone. We got 2 of them down here. So this part, as Float On By just said in chat, can be skipped. We tried that one time, and then we just kept getting dungeon alert later on, so I do personally prefer to clear this stuff out, but if you join a pug, they might just run past this stuff. Okay, let's go ahead and kill these 2 casters. They will neg level you, and they will eat through your death ward, or I don't know if they're dispelling you or what. But you may have to reapply death ward and take care of negative levels. You get neg leveled, you can't take care of it yourself, just let us know. Okay, we have one more pair. Just stay right there. I'll bring them back. Another issue with not killing these guys is it can make it a little challenging to use the shrine later on, because the shrine is right here. It's accessible basically at any part of the raid. Don't DPS him yet. We don't wanna paralyze him, because then he can't be brought into the dead magic zone. But it's very possible that pugs you join, like I said, may just skip this altogether. Okay, the Bone Thug is in the, or the Bone Guard is in the dead magic zone. Go ahead and kill him, and then kill the wizard. Mr. Nagaro, good morning and welcome. Actually, I already said good morning and welcome. That's okay. Second one's free. This is threats old and new. This is the Mithranor raid. Came out about 6 months ago or so. Okay, so we've cleared. Obviously, you know, you can see it doesn't take too terribly long. Just showing you to beat down those 3 pairs, but they are stacks of hit points, and they, you know, they have even more hit points on higher difficulties. So here's the shrine room. It can be used at any time. We'll be using it right before the end fight, so I would recommend saving it for now. So come back out and head west, and then we're going to go north to the Marilith fight. Dragon, you can go ahead and tank the Marilith. The Marilith is going to do stacking poison vulnerability. You can use a neutralized poison dot to get rid of that. I think you have to have somebody engaged with her, otherwise she's just going to give the dot to like everybody in the entire instance. I'm not 100% sure about that. But like I said, neutralized poison will get rid of that poison vulnerability, which stacks up to 100 times. There will be trash mobs in here. Please kill trash. And what we need to do is beat down the Marilith. And at that point, she can't be killed yet, but she will disappear for 15 seconds. When we beat her down and she disappears, the barriers to the right and left, or to the east and west, will be passable. Each barrier has a left and right side. And there's 2 barriers, so that's 4 places that can be clicked on. So what you want to do is choose 4 people to be like the advanced party. Don't heal in here, because if people die, we're going to take their soul stones through the barrier. So just literally just let people die in here. So you usually want to have some self-sufficient folks go through these barriers. In fact, I want all the sign-ups to die. Every sign-up, get in front of the Marilith right now and just die. Every sign-up, get in front of the Marilith and die. Don't beat the Marilith down yet. I want all the sign-ups to die. I'm not trying to troll you. I just want to make sure you get through the barrier. Also, I want you to see how hard she hits, too. This is just normal. You can see she hits pretty hard. I want all the sign-ups. Chief, I want you to die. Lori Lilith, die. Brian Adams, die.
It would survive longer than I thought it would.
What'd you do, Voodoo? You killed me.
Yeah, I was just playing a little joke on you guys. He, her, he, her, he, her. I'm just kidding.
Voodoo wants us to die.
So, I'm going to grab your soul stones. don't grab soul
Okay,
stones
thanks.
in here, because unless you're a person that's going through the barrier. So I want basically everybody but Dragon to go through the barriers once she's beat down. So just keep beating down the Marilith. What I'm just demonstrating here is that soul stones can be taken through the barrier. This is how you get more than 4 people through, because only 4 people can click through the barriers, 2 per side. But if those people have soul stones, then it'll make your soul port to them. Okay, everybody not named Dragon, please click through the barriers. You just click the crack in the barrier, click pass through the barrier. You got 15 seconds to do it. So now Dragon is basically just gonna, the Marilith is gonna respawn, and Dragon is just gonna babysit her until we get this back stuff done.
Thank you.
Oh, I think we might have missed Brian Adams' stone.
I'll stay it in the chamber here.
Okay, let's see. Oh, maybe he just didn't port right away. Okay, there we go. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're just gonna kill these portal keepers and trash mobs. So, but let's everybody run to the other side. So ignore everything. So what we're gonna do now is we're basically bringing the group together, because we're stronger in a group. So I want everybody on my side to just run to where Volnut and Belina are, and at that point we can all just operate as one big group.
And like he's letting the dot wear off before I come near to anybody.
Good idea. That's exactly what you want to do. You get that fire aura dot, just get away from everybody else and wait until it's gone. Float on by says she poisons people in melee, but she does electric strikes if not being tanked. Thanks for saying that, Float on by. Like I said, I don't know every last detail about this raid. Go ahead and beat on trash. Oh, okay, thank you. I didn't even realize that. I never come back here. So we want to kill portal keepers. We're going to go through this door here, and there should be a portal keeper.
There's one behind each door.
I'm like almost never in these back rooms. Focus on the portal keeper. You can D-door in this raid if needed. You know, let's say the dragon tank goes down or something like that, then, you know, you could D-door, or like the off tank could D-door to cover it or something. Or to raise. Everybody focus on the portal keeper. See, I didn't even realize the trash respawned when the portal keepers were alive, so thanks for saying that.
So all the traps can be insta-killed as well.
Everybody focus on the portal keeper. And then just clean up the trash.
This is what east and west to do.
Okay, let's go to the west. There's gonna be another portal keeper around the way. Door to set in the upper right hand corner. It says portal, defeat portal keepers 2 left. Alright, let's focus on this next portal keeper. So in the Marilith fight, just to make it clear, it's actually helpful for like maybe a couple, 2-3 people to die, so that the people that are assigned to go through the barriers can grab those soul stones, so that you can get more people over here by raising their soul on the other side of the barrier. You can also beat the Marilith down a second time, and then people can click on barriers, you know, at that point too. But that obviously takes time to do that. And I appreciate the help float on by, you know, or anybody. You know, like I said, I'm not the expert at this raid. It's still relatively new. I'm still learning things about it. So, you know, if I misspeak, or, you know, there's important information that I'm leaving out, by all means, you know, please.
I was trying to get away from the flames, and I think I lost you, Voodoo.
I'm right here with you, buddy. We're going to go to the east side now. Everybody follow the hall to the east side. Make sure you take a look at your map so you get your bearings. This is not a very big area. Just a big square with 3 rooms that have portal keepers. And the Carliath Fury fire dot is different than the Aura fire dot. The Carliath Fury is not transmissible to other players. It's just when you have the fire aura that looks like energy vortex fire, that's the one that you can give to other players. If you just have the Carliax fire, which that's another dot that I have no clue exactly why we get it. If maybe that's the one that if you're not engaged with the direct, I don't know. But yet another reason why fire damage mitigation is important in this raid. Focus on the portal keeper. Nice holds. Okay, we've killed all the portal keepers. Now we're going to go back to the Marilith. And we're going to kill ourselves a Marilith. Now she can be killed. Oh yeah, raiding's a lot of fun, Kellerek. And raids have pretty good loot. Usually special loot. Usually it's a little bit better than stuff you can get from questing, generally speaking. And there's other special stuff like Threads of Fate or an endgame raid currency that you get from endgame raid chests, and you can use those Threads of Fate to buy special filigrees, which are like augments for sentient weapons and artifacts, and some other special goodies too. Everybody just focus on the Marilith. Once she's dead, then the portal behind her will disappear, and we're going to be able to go in there, and there's going to be some really nasty casters in there. And Float On By recommended spell absorption for this part. Okay, these casters going to throw some really tough spells. I don't know if it's like, you know, horrid wilting or what. But here we need to kill the Grand Ritualist. Don't attack the Bone Guard till it gets into the Dead Magic Zone, which it is. So focus on the Bone Guard first. Bone Guard first. We must kill the Grand Ritualist. But we're going to do that after we kill the Elite Thayan Bone Guard. Because that's the Grand Ritualist Bone Guard. Okay, good job. Killing it in the Dead Magic Zone. It won't respawn. So now we need to kill the Grand Ritualist, and that'll bring down the force field on the phylactery. The other trash mobs don't matter. So what we're going to do, we're just going to kill the Grand Ritualist, and then we're going to grab the phylactery, and we're going to get out. You should not grab the phylactery unless you're the person assigned to it, and it needs to be, like, basically the off tank is going to grab it. If you grab it and you die, the phylactery will reappear here. You can see this guy is a sack of hit points. You can dump your mana at this point, because after this we're going to be shrining. And I think we're lagging.
Very much so.
I'm having a hard time just swapping a scroll and back. Murloc, good morning and welcome. Ritualist class must be con-based, right? Since we have the Dragon's a tank and I'm a tank, I should be over there like distracting all the other mobs, but I'm just letting the trash mobs beat on everybody because I want people to see like how hard, that these spells hurt. That this is just normal, and they're pretty tough. That's why I recommended in the post that people be as high as close to level cap as possible. Even on normal, this can be a very challenging raid, especially if your group is unorganized. And when it's lagging, it can be very challenging just to throw a restoration scroll on yourself. What'd you say?
I was saying the lag is pretty brutal.
Yeah, it is. Totally is. It's okay. Just power through it. Dragon, I want you to pick up the phylactery, please. And everybody else out. Everybody else, we're going to the shrine room.
I'm dead.
I got you.
Yeah, I'm dead as well. Thank you.
Okay, I think we have all soul stones. So everybody just go back to the shrine room, straight out through the next room. We're going to make a left at the intersection, and then the next left at the next intersection, and that's the shrine room. And those mobs in that room with the casters and the phylactery, they will not follow us. Go ahead and help yourself to the resurrection shrine. And we're going to get shrined up. We're going to get buffed up. And then we're going to go kill a dragon. Who brought the barbecue sauce? Although this dragon's a lot of bones and not a lot of meat. So if you have the Carliath Fury dot, you're going to see that it's hard to shrine because it's going to keep, interrupting it, but that will wear off. A better streamer would have asked Cordovana to turn the lag off for this teaching raid. Instead of a better streamer,
mechanic.
You got me. Okay, let's go ahead and get buffed up. Dragon, if you just want to focus on, after the phylactery is destroyed, you just focus on DPS and the dragon. I'm going to hold the caster and the fire elemental just to demonstrate that part, okay?
Alright.
Thanks, man. Alright, Wooter, let us know when songs are done, and then we'll go to the end fight.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you. Okay, guys, any questions about any part of the raid up to this point? Because we just have the end fight left. Float on by, thanks again for saying that stuff, because, that's a really good example of how, like, I teach a lot of concepts and stuff here on the stream, but I also learn from viewers, which is really awesome. I've learned so much from you guys over the years, and I really appreciate it. Okay, let's go right back into the dragon fight, straight out the room and through the next gate. Remember, we're going to get that fire swirly dot, so remember, stay away from other people if you get it. I'm going to grab the fire elementals. So this is something we just started experimenting with. We used to have trash killers kill them, but they just respawn. So I'm deciding to have the off tank just hold the fire elementals, and that seems to be working well. So dragon's getting the aggro of the dragon. Party member dragon's getting the aggro of the dragon. And He's got the phylactery. You know, he picked up the phylactery in that room with the Ritualist, okay? Now, notice that dragon has like a green thing above his head. That's the phylactery. And in order for the phylactery to be destroyed, the dragon's got to breathe fire on him, but he's got to be standing in the dead magic zone. I'm going to bring these fire elementals over on the other side. Do not DPS the fire elementals. I'm just going to hold them. So dragon's standing in the dead magic zone, and he's waiting for the dragon to breathe on him. Do not block when you're that person with the phylactery, because it'll block the phylactery from being destroyed. You just got to stand there and take it. Sometimes dragons can get stuck in certain attack routines, depending on like the spacing they are from the player. But that time we're good. If the dragon doesn't want to breathe fire, then just reposition it. So the phylactery has been destroyed. We can now kill the boss. So dump all DPS on the boss. But I want all non-melees on trash. If you are a non-melee, I want you to focus on trash if there's trash. These arcane malice oozes can be insta-killed. They can be frogged, wailed, etc. Very easy to insta-kill.
Dragon, if you want to go ahead and stand right on top of me, and that way you can hit all the buttons you're used to hitting, and we'll both just double tank them while we DPS them. That could work fine.
Good.
If you're melee, stay on the dragon. If you're not melee, please focus on trash if there's trash. But don't worry about the fire elementals. Do not DPS the fire elementals. I'm just going to hold them. Because they're just going to keep respawning. But any other trash is the priority for non-melees. And I don't know how pugs are doing it. They might be assigning trash killers, or maybe I really don't know. This is just the way that we've done it. Is I just assign non-melees to trash. The melee group can get pretty intense because, you know, you get those fire aura dots, and the melee group would just sit there and pass it around to each other. So I've kind of wondered if maybe I should focus on melees for trash. Risa Blue, please don't attack the fire allies. We're not trying to kill them, because they're just going to respawn, so I'm just holding them. So you can focus on dragon DPS.
So the arcane malices are the trash?
Yes. So trash is going to be the arcane malice oozes. There's going to be the fire ellies, which I'm just going to hold. We're going to get a caster and a bone thug, but I'm just going to hold them as well. And then there's going to be like a magma elemental. You're going to kill the magma elemental. That's a high priority kill because I believe he gives dots to everybody in the zone. I can see some people have the swirly dots, so make sure you're staying away from other players. I've got the elite.
Pull the dragon outside of the dead magic zone.
I've got the elite Thay and Bone Guard and the and the wizard, so don't DPS them. I'm just gonna hold them. When the other fire elemental spawns, I'm just gonna hold it too, just to keep it out of everybody's hair. This, you know, seems like a good job for an off tank, is that way people don't have to spend as much time killing trash. Okay, I should have the other fire elementals aggro. He should come over to me now. I just threw my shield at him. Please do not DPS the fire elemental. All dips on the dragon unless there's the magma elemental or the oozes. There's also going to be bats. Bat trash. The fire elementals can also be crowd control. As you can see, they're in a dancing ball right now. They actually have really bad will saves, so easy to get them with dancing ball. Hey Bertle, good morning and welcome. Teaching raid's going well so far. Got the dragon down to half. Please do not DPS the caster or the bone guard. I'm just holding the caster, the bone guard, and both fire elementals. I'm just going to hold them to keep them out of everybody's hair. The magma elemental's up. Please focus on killing him if you're on trash duty. The eruption elemental. All non-melees on the eruption elemental, please. Once he's dead, you can kill the oozes and then the dragon, if none of that other stuff is up.
I need a heal. Sorry, Lilith. Oh, thank you. Huh?
Like I said, I don't know what pugs are doing, but this is just something that we came up with. Holding the necromancer because he's just going to respawn, the bone guard because he's just going to respawn, and the fire elementals because they're just going to respawn. And I've got dancing balls. I'm a tank though, so my DCs are terrible. But even though I have terrible DCs, look at them, I still got them.
Thank you.
My DC is 53. That's horrible for endgame, but they have really bad will saves, so even my terrible DC is getting them. And with the advantage of me crowd controlling them like this instead of just holding them is they're not going to do their circles. There is a death timer on hard and higher, by the way. They're not going to do their circle, you know, when they're dancing. By the way, the fire elementals do the orange circles, so and those do explode with fire damage, so you're going to want to stay out of those circles. Wooter, come towards the dragon. Oh, never mind.
Thank
You
you.
got to raise. So you can see even on normal, you can see our tanks are taking significant damage. Kill oozes. Eruption elemental, but do not attack fire elemental or the caster or the bone guard. Boss is at 20.
Aw, man. Thanks.
Lag spiked again.
Eruption elementals up. All non-melees on it, please. That's the priority kill. Like I said, I believe he puts dots on everybody when he's out, or something like that. Or vulnerability or something, I'm not sure. Anybody in trash knows exactly what the deal is with that eruption elemental, let me know. And I'll be posting this on YouTube as well, so, you know, the YouTube viewers, if you know, if I'm saying anything wrong about the mechanics, or if you can add something, by all means, please make a comment.
I'd pull the dragon outside the dead magic zone, please.
See that my whale, the banshee, just killed that ooze. My whale is a terrible DC, 54, and I killed it. Eruption elementals up. Non-melee should be working on the eruption elemental. Please do not attack the fire elementals or the bone guard or the caster. I'm just holding those mobs.
Dragon just dropped below 2 million hit points.
E17, good morning, welcome, and thanks for the raid. forgot to check if we had stats.
I've got charisma.
I've got con. I know we got strength.
Oh, Wooder does.
Belina's got wisdom. Does anybody have an 80 dex? And does anybody have an 80 intelligence? Does it doesn't look like we have it? Well, let's see. Good job, guys.
I think Bolo has that.
Does anybody here have an 80 or higher dex or intelligence?
Still fighting a bad last fight here.
Nope.
I believe I've got a 79, but with I'm trying to take a +2 pot here to get me up over.
Okay, anybody have 80 dex? Anybody here have 80 dex? So we're still dealing with the aura. Please stay away from everybody else, otherwise we're just going to keep passing it around. So stay away from everybody else and don't move until that aura is gone. Okay.
Yeah, that is confirmed. I have an 81 on hands like feet.
I don't think we have an 80 dex in the group, and I'm sorry, that was bad planning on my part, because I really wanted to show you guys the optional. But the optional is basically just, you know, killing about 4 or 5 waves of battle ragers, and then there's like a trap room beyond that, and there's some runes you got to hit. In order to activate the runes, you need an 80 stat, and there's one for each of the stats: charisma, intelligence, wisdom, constitution, strength, and dex. So we're missing one of those, and then if you get that optional done, then you get an extra chest. It is not a named chest. This sturdy dwarven treasure is it just has upgrade ingredients, and it has I think threads of fate as well. So that is going to have to conclude today's teaching raid. If you have any questions about the raid, let me know. Otherwise, help yourself to the one main chest next to the resurrection shrine.
Thank you very much.
Hell yeah.
All the High Lords. Thank you.
Ooh, I got the shield.
Yes, thank you very much.
And all my fellow
And since I'm a tank,
people.
I think I'm going to keep it.
Oh, I got a named rapier. Anybody looking for a rapier?
Just put it up for roll, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Please do not go to the optional until your buff, or excuse me, until your dot has wore off. Voodoo's choice of accessory pack. Okay. Nimbin, thanks for the raid. Nimbin, party of 2. Your table is ready. Would you like to start with an appetizer or a glass of wine? We are still serving dinner for about 10 more minutes. I'll get you some menus and your server will be with you shortly. Welcome, Nim's viewers. Okay, I get to choose my favorite accessory. So we're taking Tiamat off here. She's the guardian of modules. Then,
why everybody always picking on Kobold?
it's because you're small, Kobold. That's why. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but you're easy. You're an easy target. That's why. I'm going to put the Dungeon Master's Design Kit, just because I was really happy to find this at a used bookstore many, many years ago. This is a little treasure that I found. Hell yeah. Dungeon Master's Design Kit. So we're going to take down S1 Tomb of Horrors and replace it with the Dungeon Master's Design Kit. There you go, buddy. And thank you for the choice.
Thank you.
And thank you for the cheer, Mustang.
Charisma. Thank you.
It's hit Volnut erased, but
He's still in the other room.
Oh, I'm still in the boss room.
yep, I know. I was out there with you.
Nim is Nim. He'll take his res when he
There's a shrine there. I'm gonna upgrade my crown blade. Just got this, I think earlier this week. Legendary Echo of the Crown Blade. We're gonna upgrade that to Reflection of the Crown Blade, and then maybe even add some things. Add the bonus to it. Awesome, just need decks now, and we got them all. Great job, guys. That one's done. Somebody's working on that one. Thanks for doing puzzles. We had a slow night in guild. Thanks for coming, everybody. Help yourself to some junk loot. Please do not put D-doors on top of the chest. Put them out in the hall. And enjoy your loot. Don't forget to turn it in when we're done. Nibbin's being a conscientious objector.